something I had to like prepare myself for. And of course, like she was my age too, so like we're both getting older, and like for me as a guy, it's easier for me to date like younger girls or same age girls, but for women it's a lot harder, you know, to get back on like into the market. So I was like, I think it's better if I just end it now to like give you time to like heal or think and reflect, so that you can move on also. Maybe find someone who's more aligned with what you want to do. But like I said, completely grill me on everything. Ask. This is unrestricted. Okay, no limits. Okay. So you can ask me the most inner, personal things, violent things that people don't want to know about but want answers to. Okay. Just ask me anything. There's literally no limit.
Yeah, you say it. Let's go.
Podcast title. Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, let's go ahead and open up this nectar. It was beautifully gifted to us by the Nectar team. So we're gonna give you guys a little taste test.
Okay.
You know, get the vibes flowing.
Dude, I'm so ready for this. I was actually wanting to try nectar, but I couldn't find it anywhere in like the South Bay area. So I actually reached out to them on TikTok, and they're like, "Yo, where are you?" And they let me know where it was, but it's all in like Central LA area, like this area. So I was like, I'm not gonna drive this far just to get nectar. So I'm super glad.
Well, I'm excited. I've never had it either.
Nectar time.
So we have some snacks for you.
Oh my god!
Have you tried that before?
Yes. Way better than funyuns. Baked, never fried. Probably bullshit. It's okay. When the first two ingredients is corn and palm oil, that shit is fried.
Corn and palm oil.
Yeah, that shit is fried
but
in one way.
Not fried.
Yeah.
We got Asian pear. We got yuzu. We got lychee.
What do you say?
I say lychee.
I think I say lychee too.
I say lychee.
Okay.
And mandarin. What does everyone want? We could double up too.
Double fist.
Want the yuzu for sure, because every video that I see, every TikTok of them like going out, like I don't know which alcohol beverage market they go to, but then they do like those little tastings. Everyone tries to yuzu. They're like, that's the one. And then so I'm like, I've always wanted to try to yuzu.
Dang it. Then you got the good choice, because I feel like the videos I saw too, like a couple months ago, everyone only liked one flavor. They were all a bit disappointed in the other ones.
Yeah.
Should I not say that?
No, this is unfiltered.
No, they want the real.
Right.
So that the people are like, oh, really? It tasted like not so good? Let me try it. And then they'll go buy it.
Exactly.
There must be a term for this type of marketing. For example, like the Bobbi Brown foundation thingy, when people are like, this sucks. So then they go out and buy it for themselves.
Oh, I see.
You know?
Okay. Well, let's see.
Wow, I never thought about that.
Right.
Wow.
Cause some controversy.
I love pink, so let's go. Let's go lychee.
Let's go lychee.
Let's go lychee.
And then you guys know that I don't drink, so I will drink my water.
You don't drink at all?
I don't drink at all. Like at all. Ever. Like never, ever.
I feel special that I had the privilege of having seen her take a shot before.
Wow.
You know, it's a rarity.
And then
it's a rarity.
Super party.
I go blind.
Shut up.
Literally everything turns white.
Why did they send this to you?
You know? Because she drinks.
Because they knew we were coming on.
They did? Oh, thank you so much, Nectar. I love you. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited then.
Oh.
Nice.
Let's get this taste test going.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Cheers. Thank you, Nectar. Okay. I have to keep remembering that like this is a seltzer. It's not like a fruit drink kind of thing, you know?
Oh, I know what you mean.
Do you have your assessment?
Yes.
Okay.
If I have to say, it's way better than like Truly and like White Claw and stuff, but the flavor isn't as prominent as I thought it'd be. So I wish it was like a little bit more kick in there. At least for yuzu has a very distinct scent and taste. It just tastes almost like a basic citrus. Like they mixed it with like lemon lime or something like that. Like it's not just yuzu. I'm probably
now that you say that though, it
says natural flavors and citric acid, so it's not necessarily yuzu. But it could be maybe some part of it's yuzu, but I don't think it's necessarily yuzu because yuzu has a very distinct smell, flavor profile.
Let's go, yeah.
I love how your skills are transferable. I feel like you're always looking at ingredients on skincare, and then you look at all the ingredients in all the products.
Let's go.
Like, who I would not have thought to, I don't know, do that.
dude. Ingredients primo. You want to try these?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, okay, what is your assessment of Asian pear and lychee?
Let's start with the bad. Okay, not bad. They're all great. But after you mentioned that nothing's like super. After you mentioned the citrus though, doesn't this one kind of just taste like citrusy too?
It does.
Yeah,
it literally just tastes like there's a slight kick of apple, but it's more citrusy than anything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's not even apple.
It's Asian pear.
Oh shit. Okay. Then in my opinion, it tastes nothing like Asian pear.
Yeah.
Because Asian pear again has a very distinct flavor.
Yeah, this one kind of smells like booty.
Ooh. Oh shit, I should have reacted that way.
Or just like when I opened it and the after taste is much better than it smells.
This smells like the lychee like soju things that you get at like Korean bars, like the fruit appetizer thing.
Yeah.
It just comes from like the can. You know? But we'll see what the taste is like.
Okay. It tastes better than it smells.
Oh yeah, it tastes way better.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So would you guys buy this again?
Okay, definitely I would, because I'm starting to get into seltzers. And I remember one of the comments that people would say in their videos is like, we just don't like that weird like aftertaste of like the artificial sugars and stuff. This one doesn't have that weird like bitter, weird like feeling at the like tip of your tongue. So I really like this. This is very nice. So if I were to get like from throwing a party, beer, liquor and stuff, people want hard cider, I'll definitely order this one.
Okay, for sure. And what about you, Julie?
I need to burp.
Just burp the entire podcast. I think she got nervous.
Let's go.
I think she got nervous. Did it go back in?
It did go back in. Because I was just staring at.
Nervous.
It's building. It's a balloon inside. It's gonna brew inside.
I want to turn into Violet Beauregard and just like, because I'm gonna like not burp it out. But
nice.
okay, it'll come out when it comes out.
Oh my God, I feel like I have to burp too.
I think a part of me also thinks maybe it tastes a little different.
Okay.
Because it's like not what I'm used to. Because I am like, my palate is so accustomed to White Claws and Trulies. But maybe the seltzers in like the Asian countries and maybe the flavors are more similar to this.
Oh, that's interesting. Also, another interesting point. So I told you outside that me and Julie were just like stalking you all day, and I was going through your entire TikTok. Also we need to introduce you.
We're just talking to someone. Who the fuck is this ball ass kid? What is going on?
Yeah. How did we meet, Young? You want to start with that?
Do you even remember? He doesn't even remember. He's like, oh, this is my first time seeing Julie.
There was this restaurant, and then that's all I remember. I remember okay. One thing I remember is I asked you guys to slap my face, but I don't know. Oh, it was that Korean outside market thingy. Yes, there we go.
Shout out, Mom.
Oh yeah, Mom. Yes.
So she did it because I was like, oh my God, I think I recognize him. Like, no, he's definitely somebody like famous.
Of course.
But honestly, that might have been in my like on my way to peak introvert phase, right? Like around the time we went, so I was like, I don't want to say hi, and then I was like, just go say hi. And then, I mean, you're in my vlog.
Back to what I was saying earlier. I was stalking your entire TikTok.
Oh yes.
You had put up an old photo of yourself.
Oh,
like back in high school.
That was high school. That was sophomore year high school.
Okay.
Wait, which one?
Okay. And like it was like, oh, like are we a content creator now? And then it's like, you went bald.
That one was junior year. Yeah, that was junior year. Yeah.
Okay, and so I'm looking at this photo, and just like I'm good with faces, I'm like good with just like images, and I'm like looking, and I'm like, I think this is my high school.
You went to it. Get me out of here! Oh my God! This is so weird. You want to know what's insane? When I posted that, so many of my comments were, "Did you go to Peninsula?" I'm like, everyone recognizes those iron steel rusted ass beams next to the gym. Wow, dude! This is next. Let's go!
Isn't that crazy?
Absolutely crazy to me.
I was freaking out, and then I realized, I was like, wait, I asked you where you're coming from. You had said where you're coming from. I was like, why would he be there?
Nervous.
And I was like, oh my gosh, he's from there. No wonder I recognize the high school.
Yeah,
So
dude.
like such a small.
What a small world.
Her powers of observation are
No, it's
just
crazy.
fleeting. They're just
Oh, it's crazy.
unlimited.
Images this big.
It was so
This big?
blurry.
Show- yeah,
and
show
I
now.
actually like softened it a bit so it's a little bit more blurry
Wow.
because it was such an old photo that
Yeah.
it looked like it was like sharpened artifacts and stuff. So I was like, wow, you can still recognize it like that.
Wow.
That's crazy.
She's crazy.
Yeah, so we are all from the same area.
This
We
is such a
are.
small
Yeah.
world, dude. Such
We
a
are.
small
Well,
world.
actually, when she was like, I think I might know where, Young is from, I was like, I had kind of an idea too. Because I was listening to another podcast you had been a guest on.
Oh, okay.
And you were kind of talking about like how you got into the skincare journey and like how you went to a facial place in wherever you went to.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So people have to find out by
Yeah,
looking you up.
definitely.
Yeah.
But and I was like, oh, do people just randomly go there to
Like
get facials? So you must be from that area, So
Yes.
context clues.
South Bay all day, baby.
Yeah,
South
let's
Bay.
go.
Let's
go.
go, dude.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, and so that's how we met Young. But Young is actually a creator. You
A
started on-
skinfluencer.
Oh, yes. Yes. Every time someone calls it, I'm like, oh, I feel like this.
Skinfluencer.
It's like sharp chill.
Yes. And did you start out on TikTok? Was that kind of like your main medium?
No, I actually started on Instagram at the time because that was when it was like poppin'. But the only issue was like everyone, like at the time, Instagram was so big on photos. But I like don't have like the photographer's eye. Any photo I take, whether it's of food, of people, or just the environment in general, like it sucks so bad. And I've actually taken classes to like try to get better, and I just can't. And I remember it was the most traumatic. Oh my god, this is the first time. This is the most traumatic thing. So it was like the second to last day of like the photography class, and it was like a really nice one in downtown LA, right? Like we all have to like print out our photos of our favorite one and post it around the class, right? And everyone like goes around and like comments about the photo. When it came to my photo, everyone was just like, I was like, oh, okay. And you can see the teacher looking at me. He's like,
I can't.
okay, we're gonna go. No one said anything. So that's why I was like, fuck photos. So ever since then, I was like, shit, like it's kind of difficult because like the meta was beautiful photography, product photography and stuff like that.
Right.
But then I was like, I like making videos. I'm so traumatized right now. Yeah, so
We're all sweating now.
Yeah, I'm really hot.
Yeah, I like need the AC to turn on, but like it's an automatic type of thing, and so I like can't really control it.
Just everyone stare at the AC, hoping it turns on.
I think it'll turn on soon. I think
Okay,
it'll turn
great.
soon. Okay, so
oh yeah, so like
yeah.
since I couldn't take photos, so I started taking videos because like I've always wanted to do like video kind of stuff like vlogging, like Michelle Phan, Bubs Beauty, all those people back in the day. I was like, I
yeah.
do not like taking photos. Let me just get in front of the camera. So I just started making videos and stuff and posting it, but they were just never doing well because it just wasn't the thing at the time, like videos. But people
Right.
were interested. They're like, oh my god, like this is kind of cool how you're doing really short, like 15-30 second videos on Instagram when like no one else is doing it. Everyone's if they did videos, they all did YouTube, which makes sense because that's
Right.
where the video platform's at. But then I just kept doing it because I was like, I tried doing long format YouTube and I just don't have the attention span for it. Like recording wise, I'm like, okay, I can record like an hour, no problem. But the editing, I'm like, dude, fuck this. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
can't
editing
edit
is a
all
lot,
of this.
yeah.
So then, just have fun. I kept doing it. And then I realized like maybe skincare is not the thing. So I went half and half with doing food content also. So that's when like the food side was actually doing a lot better.
Right.
Like I'll get invited to like random boba places, random it's like small mom and pop restaurants, and that was like more fun because I was like, I can be really creative with like these
Yeah.
video stuff. But then as time went on, I was just like, oh, like I like my passion is still in skincare, like 100%.
right.
So it just kept going back and forth, and all of a sudden TikTok came along, and then boom, like it just exploded from there.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was so wild.
Yeah, because I was on the app like pretty early, and I remember like all the OGs were, and I feel like you were on there.
Okay, honestly, There was one friend that I had who was like a lip syncer, and then she was like, Young, you should just like post on this. I know you struggle so much with Instagram videos. She was like, just try this. And she like converted me. She was like, Young, like it used to be like a whole dancer, lip syncing, like miming kind of thing. But she was like,
Musically, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, it was like, by the time I started, it was already TikTok. So I was like, well, this is kind of interesting. So I was like, I have nothing to lose. I'm only posting on TikTok. I mean, only on Instagram. So I was like, I might as well just post on two. It's not that like not that big of a deal. And once I started posting, like my first video got like 1,000 views, and I was like, I recorded it in the most stupidest way. It was just in my bathroom, and I was just like with my phone. All my other videos were with my camera.
Right.
So I recorded with my phone. It was like one take, one shot, and I put like a caption. I posted it, and it was like 1,000 views. And I was like, this is crazy because I didn't even have 1,000 followers on Instagram, and I was grinding for like 3-4 years too. You know, so I was like, this is kind of wild. Then my second video I posted, I got like 6,000, and then my third video got like 15K, and I was just like, it just kept building from there. And I was like, yo, and that's what I started telling all my other skincare friends, like, if you guys make videos, fucking get on this right now.
And also want to point out that like, right, like a lot of people, it seems like, oh, you just blew up, but like the fact that you've been grinding for 3 or 4 years prior to like TikTok, like congratulations on like not stopping and keeping
honestly, it was so difficult because like at that time I was working a full-time job at like another K-beauty company, and then I would go to the gym in the morning and at night. I just have such a beautiful body. And then by the time I get home, it's already like 8 or 9 p.m. And then I would film my content.
Wow.
So then I would film it. I would technically take like my lunchtime or like my break time in between work to like kind of like think about like, oh, I wonder what I'm going to film today. Let me script it out. And then by the time I get home, I'm ready to just film right away. So once I did that, by the time I'm finished like filming, it's like 10:30, and then I edit until like 2-3 a.m. because my computer sucked so bad at the time, like, and I wanted to like learn more about editing, so it took a lot of time for me to just learn all the little like tidbits. So by the time I'm finished and I post it, I save that video for the next morning because I'm not gonna post at like 2 a.m. So I sleep at like 3 and I wake up at 5 because I have to because my commute was from PV all the way to downtown LA, so the traffic was gnarly. So it's like every day I was just like trying to grind it day in and day out. And for me, it was more like, not like passion project, but like I just loved skincare so much. So I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna keep doing this. And like I enjoyed doing it. And I was like learning small other skills too, like, oh, social media, or like keeping up with the community, or like growing a network, learning editing things. So I was like, this is really fun. And I can tell like, since I was like younger at that time, I was like, this is going to be really beneficial to me in the long run. So I just kept doing it. And it just so happened that like when TikTok came, which is boom, and then I'm just like, well, I'm going to fucking do half the work of everything now. Like, yeah. And then now it's like, of course, I have a better computer. I know how to edit a lot better. I have all the presets and everything like that. So everything's streamlined very well.
Actually, I learned something today, and you know, I feel like I've been on this skin journey for the past 3 months specifically.
Proud of you.
But basically, I guess just TLDR, it's you, it's not the product.
Oh, 100%.
That's what I learned from you was
100%.
It's not a you. It's not you. It's me.
It is. And I keep telling people like they're like, oh my, what's the best product? It's like, there is no best product. You just have to try it. Like literally, like you can, I know some people who have like the weirdest product selection, but their skin is phenomenal. And it's not only genetics, it's because they actually keep up with that routine, like systematically, that it works so well for them. But they've experimented a lot with different products. So that's why they know what works well for them. So whenever other people are like, okay, you have all these like drugstore products, they're like old school, like legacy, and they're like, how is that good? Look at all these newer sexy products. And they're like, it's cool because it's new, but like I said, skincare is so boring. They have to market it that way to make it seem enticing to buy. But other than that, there's so many people who use products that have been out for like 20, 30 years, you know? I'm not going to mention it because you better sponsor me. But yeah, so it's kind of like you can just use whatever products you want as long as it works for you. And at the end of the day, it's more about your technique and how disciplined you are about maintaining that rhythm of like consistently doing skincare.
I like that.
No matter how drunk I get, I will come home, and sometimes I'm like, how did I even wash my face? I don't remember washing my face.
Let's go. I do that all the time. It's so funny because, okay, unless I like knock out in my car because I'm like drunk in K-Town, but other than that, like sometimes I'm like blacked out when I'm home. and I wake up, I'm like, whoa, my skin is nice. And then I go in my bathroom and I'm like, yo, all these open products that are closed, I did my skincare. Let's go.
Exactly.
It was so good. Yeah. So as long as you do your
Exactly.
skincare, you're good to go. Just be consistent about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, talking about skincare, I want to talk about another S. Another 3 S's actually.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
There's a thing that we talk about called the single status sitch
Single status.
situation.
Oh, Sitch. Okay.
Yeah, so we're shifting real hard. We're like a hard like.
I know. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, just change it up. Yeah, it's not even a
expecting
Yui.
it.
It's just like a hard left. So what is the SSS?
Currently, I'm single. Yeah.
Okay.
But-
let's go.
Oh my god! But like this was like 3 months ago. I actually got
Okay.
out of a 6-year-long relationship. Yeah, this is pretty recent.
That's actually really recent.
6
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. So that was
Okay.
pretty gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you
Oh yeah, no.
doing?
Now, oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I really hope she doesn't watch this. But it's been like a long time coming thing. Like even like a year beforehand, it was like already in the process. So by the time it actually happened, I was actually already like more at peace with it than she was. So like for me, it wasn't that bad. Like when we actually like broke up. But yeah, other than that, like I'm fine. Like when it actually happened, it felt like, okay, it's just like another day. Like I didn't experience any trauma because I already processed it for so long. Like I took my time. So long story short, like I told her like I felt so selfish and everything like that because like I had so much time to prepare
Yeah.
for this, and like I just like dropped it on her. So it was like she used to be like, why are you like not crying? Like why did you like why are you talking to me like this is like a normal conversation? I'm like, well, I just think it is because I already processed everything just felt so normal at that point. But
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm a single boy.
Because
I'm a single
there's
boy.
been a lot of conversation on TikTok recently about how girls tend to kind of emotionally break up before the actual breakup.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's like completely opposite.
Yeah, a lot of people. So like, literally, like 99% of my friends are like girls. Like they're all like all girls. So I really think like the way I process things or handle things or even like talk things through is very women orientated because I like to just like think about things like thoroughly. If anything, I want to have like a game plan, you know? Like I don't want to just go into a conversation or some kind of like awkward scenario where I'm just like winging it. Because to me, I feel like it's disrespectful to the other person because they're just like, well, obviously you didn't even think about it. This feels very like emotionally based. So that's where like I like to make sure like I plan out everything I want to say and say like the right things so that they don't have any misunderstandings or anything like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people also mistake me as like gay. Like literally since middle school, every first impression they're like, oh my God, like, how are you, young? Because at that time it wasn't like as open, like it wasn't as accepted to just be open about it, you know? They're like, yeah, how are you? Oh my God, like
I finally had a GBF.
yeah, like oh my God, like
my
I
God.
love your hair. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like to me, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's long. Yeah, it was, and what do you do to it? Like, would you like to come over? I'm like, for what? They're like, we're gonna have a girls' night. I'm like, this is really weird. Like, why would I want to have like a girls' night in? You know? They're like, oh,
GNO.
they're like, it's okay, young. I'm like, what's okay? Like, are you having like an orgy with me in like 8th grade? Like, what do you mean it's okay? Like, it's so weird.
Oh my gosh.
And then I started like really asking people, especially like the first girls that I dated, like actually seriously dated, and they're all like, yeah, young. Like I straight up thought you were gay. Yeah, like I'm like, well, what was like the turning point? And they're like, when I asked you if you're gay, and you said no. Oh my God. Do I really come off that way? But it's kind of true. I think like just the way I talk, the way I like handle things, it's like a lot of people just think that it's not masculine enough. So I'm like, okay, I mean, I just go with it now. Like, can't really change it.
Right.
It's just who I am.
Yeah, no, it seems like
Yeah.
there's like a lot of like, oh, it's fine if you think that because I know I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's really funny because a lot of my like gay friends think that like I'm one of the, you know how most people like come out of the closet? They think I went into the closet. like if my single friends told me that, I'll be like, that's kind of fucked up. But the gay people told me that, I'll be like, wow, that's an astute observation.
Oh my gosh.
They're like, yo, when are you gonna come out? Fucking never. I wouldn't, okay? I'm not gonna come out. Like, what the hell? Yeah. So I just like, yeah, I just try my best to just be myself, and then, you know, people just accept me for who I am, which is what people who come out would say. See, this is what's so weird. Like, I think after this podcast, everyone's gonna be like, oh, this guy's gay. I'm fucking dying. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't think there's enough oxygen in this room. I'm like, fishing for.
The air feels so heavy. I'm breathing 2 times faster. Oh my god. Like it feels like I have like those restrictive masks on. Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm like not even laughing at the content anymore. I'm laughing because I think we have similar laughs.
Oh, I'm fucking crying. Fuck my life.
I think it's just wheezes from both of us. I'm literally crying. Oh.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to.
No, I'll answer everything. I told you. Okay. I'll answer everything.
Because I also went through a breakup a couple months ago.
Oh yes.
So, by the way you said it, it sounds like you broke it off.
Yes.
But you hadn't like emotionally prepared yourself. So why didn't you just do it when?
Oh, like at that time?
Yeah, when you first like got the inkling, or maybe even a week into it, not necessarily, because it sounds like you waited for a couple months.
Yeah, like I waited a long time because like I say like the last like year, I like really talked with her more seriously. Like, if you want to get married, you want to get serious about this, like, oh my god, I feel like I'm talking shit about it. I feel so bad. But it's like, I need you to progress in life. Like, you can't just be stagnant, you know? Or like, you just have to learn more life skills. Or you just have to grow as a person. You can't just want to be like a homebody with like pets and stuff like that. Like I feel like every person in some way has to contribute to society, whether it's now or later. You have to have one meaningful impact. And like for her, like I just felt like she was just like slaving 24/7 at this place for like years and years with no benefits, no longevity benefits, and she's like commuting like crazy. I was like, what are you doing with your life, you know? Like I feel so bad for you because you can do so much better. All of our friends like excelled because they left this one specific workplace, which is where we met. But I was like, you gotta leave that place. But she wouldn't. So I was like, you need to get out of there. It's so toxic for you and stunting your growth. So I just kept telling her like, something else has to change. And if you're so dedicated on like staying there, then there's other aspects of your life where you have to understand you're gonna be busy with this work. You chose this work. You still have to invest your time. Like you have to invest, like sacrifice all of your sleep to do something else on the side, you know?
Yeah.
Like whether it's volunteering or learning a new hobby or just anything. So like I would provide her a lot of things for her to just kind of like get interested in stuff. And then luckily at the end, like she really got into like drawing and stuff on like the iPad. So I was like, that's really cool. But then like it was more like a hobby for her. And then I was like, well, what do you want to do with this? And like I just wanted an answer. I didn't need her to be like, this is gonna be like a multi-billion-dollar business. I just wanted her to be like, you know, like this is my way of like relaxing and having fun. I'm like, okay, that's chill. But she was just like, I don't know. Like, so I was like I hate when people say I don't know, because like you do know, you just don't want to say it, or you just haven't thought about it, so you're wasting my time. So it's like, since we're gonna be in a relationship together, it's like obviously I'm gonna be like working my ass off and like providing, and like I told her like, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to work at all, but you have to contribute to society somehow or be in the process. And like, it just wasn't going on for the entire year.
Yeah.
So month by month, I'm like, you know, you got to make it change, and we'll fight and we'll argue, and she'll be like, I'll change. Like, you know, like I'm doing better. And like, so do better for like a little bit, like 2-3 days. And then it'll just like completely die out. So it was just, complete cycle of me like I'm trying to give you every chance, I'm giving you all the support I can, but it's just not what you want right now. So I was like, it's just not aligning, unfortunately. And then by the time it's almost like a year of me doing that, I was just like, I just have different visions of like how I see my future. So I was just like, there was nothing wrong with her at all other than that part. But other than that, like she loved me to death. Like we had such a great time eating, hanging out, no complaints whatsoever. But it's just like, I just don't see our futures like aligning. And it just seems like we're like more like friends, if anything. So it's just something I had to like prepare myself for. And of course, like she was my age too, so like we're both getting older, and like for me as a guy, it's easier for me to date like younger girls or same age girls. But for women, it's a lot harder, you know, to get back on like into the market. So I was like, I think it's better if I just end it now to like give you time to like heal or think and reflect, so that you can move on also, maybe find someone who's more aligned with what you want to do.
No, I think like for me, like non-negotiable wise, like I need someone who's like ambitious and driven, because I don't know, it's just one of those like value things that like you kind of have to align on. Like it's one of the big picture ones. So I can imagine like that being really hard, because you can't like force someone to change if they don't want to change.
Exactly.
You know?
And you can't like give someone ambition, can't give them drive, you know. It's like it just really has to come from them, or else it's just something that they don't want to do, or they'll dread doing it when they wake up. So that's why, like, as much as I could, I bought her everything. I bought her MacBook, iPad. I'll buy her like supplies, arts and crafts stuff, like just everything that she was interested in. Just spending money like crazy. I'm like, there must be something. So we'll go to like paint, why not? We'll go like pottery throwing, like clay. Like we'll do so many things. Just like there must be something you're interested in. But then she just loved her cats so much, so she loved staying home. So I was just allergic. Like, me too. I'm hella allergic. Yeah. Also, that was a huge argument too, because she was like, we have to have a cat if we like live together. And I looked through so many like options, and there is one where
the naked one.
No. Even sphinxes, it's their skin.
It's their dander.
They're allergic to.
So like there's like these it's over a course of a year, but you can get these like shots. So in the first week you get it every day, and then after that it's like 2 times a week, and it's once every other week, and then once a month, and then your final one is like 3-4 months after that. And then they say like your allergy symptoms will be like very minimal, like 2%, and it'll last for like 10-15 years. So that was like an option. She was like, so I was willing to do that for her, you know, it costs so much too. I was like, if you really want a cat, like, you know, like I love you, like let's do this, you know.
That's so sweet.
So that's what it was like. I was willing to go like that far for her, but it was like there's nothing really for her to like drive or like work towards in terms of like a relationship. So I was just like, you know, it is what it is. I can't really force that. So I feel like it's good now though, because like I haven't like talked to her at all since we like ended.
We're a fan of no contact.
No contact.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys gonna hate me for something else, but anyway, no.
What?
Okay.
Share it.
No. This is more related to like recent tea stuff. But yeah, so like I haven't talked to her recently, but like my ex. But then I've seen her like Instagram stuff, and like she's been doing so much better. But the one thing, and I'm gonna say this on camera because this is the one thing I hate about her so much, was like she had at 8 o'clock, like 8-9 o'clock curfew, and she's like my age, and she lives with her parents. So I was like, everything we did was so restricted. We could never like overnight places. It's very difficult. Like if we went to like Japan or never Korea, but if we went to Japan or Hawaii or something like that, or Vegas, like she would have to be like, oh yeah, like I'm going with my friend.
Wait.
Whoa.
Is she the oldest?
No, she's the youngest. It is just very strict. Oh my! I think I'll be like giving away too many details. But then it's like she just lives in a very strict household. Yeah. So it's very difficult for us to do anything, you know, like nighttime wise. So I would always have to like wake up early, and we lived very long distance, almost like.
But she's close to our family. That's why she's really close, and that's why she's obedient to this curfew.
Close enough. It's just a very strict family. Certain East Asian ethnicity, very strict.
Okay.
Steady hands. If you guys get that reference. No? Okay, never mind.
She gets it. I don't get it.
No, I'm trying to think. I think I know.
The Office.
I didn't finish it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
The only episode I remember is the basketball episode.
Oh, yeah. Are you watching the Superfan episodes or the normal ones?
The normal
Oh,
ones.
you should watch the super fan one. Actually, no. Watch the regular one first, and then the
I
super
mean, that was
fans.
the plan. It was supposed to be watch all of the episode and then watch Parks and Rec.
Oh,
But then I
Parks and
never
Rec is
like
good.
went past the basketball episode.
Oh,
That's like season like 2
I
or
know,
something.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
I'm more of like
9
I'm more of like a
seasons.
new girlfriends,
Oh yeah.
like Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl.
You know, it's
A
like
lot
Gossip
of-
Girl season.
A lot of people didn't like the way that The Office is formatted. They thought it was very like dry humor, like very lame, like old school, like laugh comedy. But for me, I love that because it's like so stupid that it's funny. You know, that's why I love Parks and Recs too, because it's so stupid but it's funny. Like, all the jokes
Yeah.
are so good.
Yeah.
what I did want to say though, the only reason I ask about like if she's close to her family and stuff like that, I
Yeah.
feel like I can relate a little bit, like in the sense of right. I came back from college and I had a
Okay.
curfew too. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that 8-9 is like a little early because nowadays where people go eat at 8 o'clock,
Exactly.
right? Or even if you go at 7, you're getting your food at 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
So I would like explain this to my dad because my dad was like, I'd come home at like 11. He's like, you ate dinner right now? Like, please, like tell me something more realistic. I'm like, Appa, really? Like people, like we have to wait in line, then we get seated and the food takes a while to come out, and then you got to get dessert, and even parking is a whole ordeal, so you have to go look for your car and blah blah. And I was like explaining to him. And so I asked about the closeness with family too, because it was so hard when I decided to move out. Like honestly, the only way she'll probably get rid of this curfew is if she moved out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's the only answer.
It was so
Yeah.
difficult because like I was like, why can't you just tell your parents like I'm fucking in my 30s, like let me do what I want.
Yeah.
But then she was just like, Sophie, she was like young, then put a ring on it, let's move out. I was like, it's so weird that you say that because it's like I feel like you're keeping this certain image of you and me, especially me, away from your parents when I want them to know who I really am. Like I don't want them to think that I'm just some super nice kid that brings home, you know, their daughter
By
right
8
on time every
p.m.
day. You know, it's
Right.
like
That's crazy.
Like I drink and like she would keep that from her parents. Like I like blackout drinking like K-Town. I'll like stay overnight at places, you know. So it's like I
in the
just
car
want
in
Yeah.
K-Town.
exactly. Damn,
Right.
I stopped going to K-Town. All my trauma in LA is in K-Town. I swear to God.
No, there's no other city for it.
Amen to that, dude.
I'm
Amen
not
to
gonna
that.
black out in West Hollywood. No.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to black out in New York, Koreatown.
Yeah,
that shit is
No,
wild.
that's scary.
Yeah, never do that
Yeah.
again.
Oh.
Never do that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah,
don't
so
do
it's
that.
like I would.
Sound like you just did it.
I did it very recently, 2 times. But it's like I just couldn't handle like that much strictness. But oh yeah, so I was saying that because like now when I see her like Instagram stories, like she's out with like her friends, like going like night golfing till like 10, 11, sometimes like 2 a.m. I'm like, why the fuck did she do that with me? Like we would have been so much stronger if she did stuff like that. So I'm just
Yeah.
trying to understand like what was the trigger for that. So that's why I'm
Right.
glad we like ended, because like I feel like she's going through like a growth phase right now. So she's really reflecting, like doing well on her own, figuring out like what's best for her. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, definitely this breakup was really great for the both of us.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I think like right, we both always say like everything happens for a reason, and it sounds like
Exactly.
it happened for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
and even right, I think a lot of times in relationships, like things do get stagnant, people do get comfortable, and so it kind of like makes sense that like something kind of big like almost has to happen.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of times for me, like the most growth comes after I hit rock bottom, and so I hope you're doing well.
I mean, for me, I'm definitely doing better because like she wasn't baggage or anything, but like now it's like I can do everything I want willy-nilly, no problem. Like I would never really travel domestically because I'm like, oh, I want to travel with you, like because like the only place I've traveled to other than Vegas was probably like Bakersfield or like SD. Like I didn't really travel that much within the US. I'll travel internationally. But then like I would be like, you know, these are all my first time, it's your first time, so I don't want to travel to these places unless I'm with you first.
Right.
But now since I don't have her, I've been like fucking traveling like everywhere now, you know.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
yeah, when we were trying to schedule this, we were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's everywhere. He
Yeah.
is every." I mean, you were in New York, Korea. I don't even.
New York again.
Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
Seattle soon, and then Florida, going to Mexico.
You're going to Seattle this year?
Yeah, this year I'm going in end of December.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, ideally early. Because I'm supposed to go to Korea or Japan. I still haven't fully decided. Like early December, and then when I come back, I want to stop by USA again real quick, and then visit my friend in Seattle, like content creator friends. And then there's a wedding that I have to go to in Hawaii in January, so it's gonna be like trying.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So travel time.
I love
I'm trying to
it.
coordinate as much as possible.
I love that.
Oh, I just like it's so gloomy there.
Yeah, so a lot of travel stuff, and you know, without the girlfriend, no one to like really like hold me back, I guess. So I'm just like traveling as much as I can now.
Yeah.
And it's good.
that's
There's just
good.
so
Yeah,
many
that's me
things that I'm
too.
doing now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely you too.
Yeah.
I have like
You know what?
JJ wants to go to New York. Oh, in my calendar.
Yeah.
Like she's been, Julie's
Yeah.
been traveling too.
Dude,
Yeah.
go, dude. Just
Yeah.
go. Ball out, dude.
I know. And our company just announced like we're gonna have that 2-week like winter break.
Oh, damn.
And so I'm trying to think like where I want to go. And I thought Korea, but tell me why tickets are like $3,000.
No, it's insane.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
So-
you should just go to Japan. Go to Japan and then fly to Korea. Even though
I'm
it's only,
down.
like-
I'm down.
Yeah, see, so it's
I'm
smart
down.
to do that.
Sugar,
I know a lot of
sugar.
people go to Japan, stay only for like 2-3 days, and then they go to Korea because
Because I've
the
never
flight.
been to Japan either.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Oh,
then. Yeah,
wow.
Japan's gonna be sick. My friends are there right now, and they're like, "Young, it is so empty. You need to come right now." But I can't go until December, so.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're like, it's never been like all the touristy places where you can't get a photo of yourself at like those shrine
Shrine
grates
things.
and things like that. They're like, young, there's fucking no one here, bro. You can literally run down all of it, and there's like maybe 1%.
Oh, that red thing?
Meiji Shrine.
is that what it
It's
is?
orange. It's
Orange. Yeah. So that's why like they're
orange.
all like, dude, you gotta come now. Like everywhere, all the places in Kyoto too. If you like those like old school like architecture stuff, they're like, there's no tourists here whatsoever.
That's
Like you can get a photo so easily. You can like,
Okay.
they're like, you can probably have a podcast there because that's how quiet it is right now.
Should we take this podcast
go.
international?
Down.
Oh my
I'm down. I'm down.
wild.
An outside podcast just in the forest?
Dude, let's go.
I know. Okay. We're looking at flights right after
dude.
this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you, that's like one of the, I've been following a lot of more like travel hack people because everything's opening. So that's one of the things I learned. They're like, oh, a lot of people want to go to Korea. If it's like $2,000-$3,000 for just economy flight, they're like, go to Japan and then go to Korea right afterwards because the flight's only like $200, $200-$300 to go to Korea. They're like, you'll save so much money that way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, nobody take that.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm like,
shit!
yeah.
Cut that out.
Yeah. Julie's getting all the deals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Alrighty.
But definitely, I learned ever since being single, like I'm doing so much more.
Yeah.
Not because I have more time, but it's just more about like restrictions or just like knowing that like,
I think
can
you
I
do have more
this?
time.
Not real. I mean, so me and my ex we only hang out one day a week, which was just Saturday, and that's it. So that's it for me. Like time is the same. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Julie has way more time.
It's almost like the grass is greener on the other side situation.
Yeah.
Mine was probably that times like 5, 6.
Damn.
But it's not that I didn't like I didn't not enjoy the time together.
Yeah.
Because then I saw another TikTok and I was like, that's really true. Like you only feel loss when there is something that you have loved.
Yes.
Right. And you only feel it's like the whole thing, like you will not know like light if there's no darkness, you won't know sadness if there's no happiness. But I think it's just like my energy expenditure.
Yeah.
Which also another point that you said, not to be so triggering, is like even though it like to your guys' point of like, even though you provide the iPad and you provide all these things, sometimes like what might seem like a 40% to you is 100% to her.
No, but yeah, I totally understand what you mean. Because like that was one of the things that like she would counter with me. She would be like, Young, like you're so gung-ho, you're so extroverted. So like obviously like for you, when you put in effort, it's very showy.
Yeah.
But she's like, for me, like I'm really
exhausting.
putting in all my effort and
Yeah.
like it's not as flashy and showy as yours, but I'm really doing all I can.
Yeah.
But then I feel like at the end of the day, like for me, it's like the end result. Like, what did you produce? What did you do? And like, if it's for like a year long, I was just like, obviously then it's just words at that point. So in her case, it was definitely like,
Yeah, I'm assuming it was different, but
yeah.
maybe you weren't the one. Maybe I was triggered when you said that. Yeah, because then like for then at least in my situation, it gets like a little exhausting, right? Like I am giving it my all, but it'll never be enough. So then you're like, oh, I gave it my all, but like I just said, it's not enough. So yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's how I felt some of the times, and like I felt so shitty. That's why, like, our final talk, she was like, "Young, like, you know, I gave it my all, like everything that we've tried, like things that you wanted me to try to do or like work on, like I really tried my best." And then like I really reflected back on like the first time we argued. She was like, "Young, like I'm really giving my all, but like." You just may not see it, but like I'm really doing it like 100%. And like I felt so bad at the end, because that's when I realized like a lot of my friend circle, we're so extroverted that the things that we do, we show it a lot. And I have a lot of like content creator friends, so if we have it like an accomplishment, we'll post on like IG story and stuff like that. So we'll visually see like, oh, you accomplished something, like you did really good, and they'll show the process of like, this is what I did, like the struggles I went through, and then finally like, yes, I produced this. So it's like I felt bad because like she wasn't a content creator, she wasn't an extrovert, she was super introverted. So it's like I feel like that was the one of the things I definitely have to work on, is to not expect that someone's going to be as showy in terms of the effort, because effort is individual based. Like not everyone wants to be super public about how much they worked on stuff, you know? So that's where I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
My bad.
Well, no, I think like, you know, as somebody who like I broke up with my ex, like I think there's like a lot of like guilt that you feel, like even though like at the end of the day, like you know that, you know, it's what had to have happened, like otherwise, like you said, like it would have been very like selfish had you like kind of just let it ride out and continue to ride it out, because you're being conscious of like, oh, if this is not the right relationship, she needs to get back out there, and she needs to, you know, it's harder for women. And so I think there is a lot of guilt that comes with it, but you know, sometimes you gotta like do what feels bad.
Yeah,
you know?
like I realized like I just have to make a decision, because we were both like dragging it out. Like we weren't really meeting in the middle anywhere. It was just kind of like, you do this, so it's like I'm doing it, it's like, well, you do this, and it's like, you know, so we like at a certain point we're just not matching anymore. Like it's not that we're not compatible, but like I said, we just have different paths that we're going on, and we're just like splitting apart more and more. And like at the end of the day, like I feel like I could have given up a little bit more, or like just like went onto her side a bit more. But I feel like right now in my current phase in life, I'm so selfish, and like I want to accomplish as much as I can, you know? So it's like I felt like, even though I feel guilty, that like maybe we could have worked on it a little bit longer, and maybe it would have worked out, because like I said, like she's doing her own things now, and like maybe if I wait a little bit longer, she'll sum up the courage to like tell her parents like, fuck you, no more curfew, bitch, or something like that. But then like I was just like, I don't know if I'm willing to wait another year, because social media doesn't wait for anyone. If the whole momentum is there, you just got to keep going,
keep riding the wave.
So that's why I felt like the second year I was doing TikTok, like I felt very restricted, because I was like, okay, now everyone's kind of meeting up with each other, doing like meet and greets, and like we're doing collabs and stuff like that. But like I couldn't go to those cities and stuff, like traveling, because I was like, oh, but it's in a new state, like we want to go together, so I just pass on that. So I felt like there's a lot of like opportunities that I missed out on, and like events and stuff too. So it was for the best, honestly. Like we're both doing better, so it's like clearly like I didn't make the right decision, but I just made a decision that should have happened.
Which is the right decision, right? Because they say right person, wrong time is still wrong person. So
that's true.
If you haven't justified it yet,
dude, I'm learning so much too. Like, dude, this feels like therapy, you know? Like this is great.
I mean, sometimes we come out of the episodes and we're like, wow, that was I'm healed.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like
unpack this.
Dude, honestly, I feel so great right now.
Oh my gosh, yay.
And now we're gonna go fill our tummies with delicious food.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Moon.
Oh my god. Sponsor us. Thank you.
Yeah. That was pure like face of excitement. You know when I get like excited, I'm like
Yeah.
This is my excitement face. But you have a similar one too. You kind of like, yeah.
Dude, when it comes to food, there's no other, dude.
I'm excited.
I love food so much.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I think that's it for today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for calling me. This was so fun, honestly. This is like the best. I wish I brought my camera and recorder too, so I can have my own little clips and editing here and there. But I won't be devious like that. I won't be devious like that. Maybe next time.
Yeah, honestly, we gotta. I feel like I got a full workout in today.
Dude, for real.
We were just sweating it up because I was laughing and crying
Yeah.
so hard.
This was seriously the best podcast I've ever been on. I'm sorry, Hiram, but this was like the best podcast I've ever been on. Like, so fun, so free flowing. Like, oh my god, this is so great. I love it. I love it.
I know. Gonna cry.
You already cried.
Yeah, I
You already
cried a
cried.
lot.
We all already cried.
We all cried a lot.
Y'all don't know, but we had to take a break because no more oxygen in this room.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is damaging.
I know.
You should open a window or something.
I know.
She
And
didn't know she's lived here for almost over a year, and she didn't know her vent was closed.
we opened the vent.
We opened it
the vent
today.
today.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So, where can the people find you?
Yo, you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. It's all at YAYAYAYOUNG. 3 ya's. Okay, a lot of people
Yeah.
keep thinking it's 2 ya's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just found out
Yes,
too.
Yeah.
She told me. I was like, yeah.
It's so funny because like people actually think my name is Yaya. So on shit like, oh my god, Yaya. I'm like, what the since when? What is but it's like stuck. Everyone calls me Yaya now. So it's kinda like I think I just have to adopt Yaya into my life. Oh, like it's Yaya.
Name
Like,
change.
it's like, what do you think
Yaya.
my name is Young? You know, it's like the easier word to figure out, but it's just funny. But yeah,
Yaya.
3 ya's.
Okay,
Yes.
3
Yeah.
ya's. And you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at breakup.podcast. On me on Instagram and TikTok at Hana Cat with 3 T's.
And me at BEJULIFIED.
Cool. Okay, now we do our fun
Yes.
thing.
But should we do like the same or the? We'll let you choose. Option 1 or option 2.
Which one's more daring, more difficult? More...
Oh, definitely the second one.
Yeah, definitely the second one.
All right.
Let's do it.
You want to choose bull, go, or yi?
Go.
Okay, so
Let's
we'll go bulgogi.
Yeah.
All right, hold the
And you have
tune.
And you have to choose a pitch.
Ready, set, go. I thought you was the go.
Oh wait! Oh my god! I thought we were gonna like say "poo" at the end or something. Okay, let's do it again.
One,
Okay.
2, 3. Pull.
Oh, that's so hard.
Okay, I'll go even lower. 1, 2, 3. Pull. Nice.
Thank you so much. This is great. Go
I feel like we should end like this or something.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
You're the only one.
I didn't know which way to go.
I was actually thinking you would go the other way, like a.
I was like
Yeah, like
on
a-
both hands.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay, 1, 2, 3. Ah.
Oh shit!
Still doesn't wrong. He's
One
hungry.
more time. One more time.
1, 2, 3. Ah. Yay!
Yay, dude!
Bye, you
Thank you
guys.
so much. Oh my god.